What happens when people around you change because you've changed? You're not imagining it. When you grow, when you start living more truthfully, it can really shake up the people around you. And it can feel deeply unsettling. I'm your host, Sahar Palmer, and you're tuning in to season 25, episode 27, and we're continuing with our theme, The Power of Your Story. You know what no one tells you about healing? It's that once you reconnect with your truth, with who you are, your authentic self, the real you, not everyone will clap. Some people will pull away, some get really uncomfortable, and some even get angry or irritated. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because you've changed and they haven't. You've stopped playing the roles they recognize, and that shift, it really shakes things up. Let's talk about something real today. What happens when the people around you change because you've changed? You're not imagining it. When you grow, when you start living more truthfully, it can really shake up people around you. It can feel deeply unsettling. Why growth shifts relationships? You've done the work, you've reconnected with your intuition, you're taking steps towards the real you, but then someone close to you pulls away. They grow silent or they start treating you differently. You might feel confused, you might even feel rejected. But here's the truth: growth is a change in the way you vibe, in your energy, if you like. And that shift doesn't just stay inside you, it ripples outwards. Yes, outwards. It affects everyone within your circle of contacts and friends and family. Sometimes, when you start speaking your truth, you stop playing the roles that others have become very comfortable with. Whether it's the fixer, the peacemaker, the one who always says yes. And when those roles dissolve, people around you feel the change. Some will be inspired. They want to know how you've done it. What did you do? They want to do the same. Others, however, will resist, even unconsciously. And this is when your truth feels like a threat. I've seen this so many times in my mentoring work. Clients begin to reconnect with their inner voice, they start honoring their needs, and suddenly the people in their life will tell them, "You've changed." Yes, you have, but that's not the problem. The issue is that your change is a mirror. It reflects what others might not be ready to look at. Your clarity can shine a light on their confusion, and that is what they find uncomfortable or irritating. Your boundaries might expose where they are overstepping. Your boundaries might expose the work that they didn't do. Your light will shine on their darkness. Your peace might highlight their chaos. It doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong or that you're doing anything wrong. It means you're growing and it's time that they do. Here's a client example: the artist who couldn't stay small. One of my clients, let's call her Lara, rediscovered her creativity. After years of suppressing it, she started a family and so on. And then it took a while until she really realized, I need to get back to what I'm passionate about. She started painting again. What began as a quiet, personal act became an awakening. She felt alive, expressive, joyful, but her partner grew distant, dismissive. He even mocked her art. Why? Because her joy made him confront his own dissatisfaction, his own disconnection. Her aliveness unsettled him, to tell you the truth. When we worked through that in mentoring, she didn't need to make him understand. She only needed to stay connected to herself. Eventually, you will find the dynamic either adjusts or it no longer fits. And I'm not saying go out there and create a drama, a trauma, or a conflict. On the contrary, the more you stay connected to your truth, the more the other people will realize they need to either upscale or get out. What about changes or relationship shifts at work? Another client of mine, Nora, had spent over a decade in corporate environment where she played the role of the safe one. She stayed agreeable, kept the peace, and downplayed her ideas to avoid rocking the boat. Through our work together, she found her voice. Slowly, she began sharing her insights in meetings. We created a platform where she can make that possible. At first, she was met with silence, totally ignored her effort. Then, resistance. People didn't know what to do with this new version of her. But she wasn't new, she was finally real. Within 6 months, she transitioned to a role in a startup where her voice was needed, honored, and welcomed. Your growth doesn't just shift relationships, it redirects you to the ones that are more aligned with who you are now and where you are heading. Growth isn't personal, but it sure can feel that way. Growth challenges unspoken contracts in relationships. The kind where I'll be who you need me to be, so long as you love me. But love isn't about control. Love isn't about sustaining a performance. And as you change, those contracts need to be rewritten, if you like, amended or ended. It is not about blaming others. It's not about judgment. It's about facing your truth and working on having it honored. So you honor the person you're becoming. And it's about acknowledging what you value now as a result of your growing. So, what can you do instead of shrinking? Here's what I want you to take from this. You don't need to limit yourself to keep the peace, so called peace. You don't need to explain your every decision. You don't need to slow down your growth so others can catch up. These type of things normally normalize by themselves. Instead, stay grounded in your truth. Let your actions speak louder than your explanations. Accept that discomfort is part of your transition. Replace expectations with communication, but you communicate in a calm way, not in a confrontational way. Everyone will grow, change, or stay the same whenever they're ready. They'll find out who they are as you find out who you are. Let's bring in the 4 dimensions of change and do a quick BEMA check in. Your body. Are you tense around certain people lately? Your body knows. Emotions. What emotions surface when you're asked to dim your light? How do you feel? Mind. What old thoughts are trying to pull you back? Be aware of them. And finally, accountability. What is one step you can take today to honor who you are, to honor the real you? Use this check in weekly. Stay present, stay connected to what is true for you now. By the way, I've received so much positive feedback about the mini visualizations I included in this podcast. And I hear you. That's why I'm creating a VIP series, if you like, of guided audio journeys, focused, powerful, and made to support your inner shift. This will most probably be a paid podcast subscription to help you realign, reset, and reconnect when you need it. It's coming soon. And if you'd like an early access, behind the scenes reviews, sign up to my newsletter on my website, saharhuneidi.com/#sign up. So let's do a quick visualization now, if it's safe for you to do so. I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that you're standing in a calm space, just you and your breath. Around you are soft silhouettes of the roles you've played, the masks you've worn, the expectations others had of you. Surround each person, issue, role, obstacle with a balloon and gently release the balloons into the sky and watch them float away one by one. From your heart, send emerald green light. Let it flush all the toxins, debris, or obstacles away. Once the path is clear, send pink light, the frequency of unconditional love. And finally, seal your path with white light. Whether golden white or silver white, it doesn't matter. Whatever your mind gives you is what's right for you right now. Now I'd like you to see your path ahead of you. Let the light guide you forward. Feel your shoulders drop, feel the space open up, and notice who is on your path. Who's there not because you perform or please, but because there's value in who you are becoming. And now ask yourself, what dynamic no longer feels aligned? What are you still holding onto out of habit, not out of truth? You don't need to judge it, just notice it. Then imagine placing it down. Thank it, release it. Breathe in again and tell yourself you're not too much. There's more of you, more of who you truly are. And the more you align, the clearer your path becomes. See the path dissolve. And when you're ready, come back to your body and open your eyes. Here are my final thoughts. Don't let someone else's comfort becomes your limitation. You don't need to dim your light in order to stay connected. Those who are meant to walk beside you will meet you where you are. And finally, rewrite your story and reclaim your power. If this episode helped you, please share it with someone who's struggling with shifting relationships. And please remember to hit subscribe. And if this podcast has helped you grow, it will help others find it through your support. Until next Tuesday, stay grounded, stay open, and keep unboxing. This is Sahar Palmer, wishing you a wonderful week.